Hey guys, Magic here. This is just going to be another video about journal entries that I've done. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, so I started with I feel torn between my desire to isolate myself and this loneliness I feel. I want to be accepted, but I also want to be myself, but I'm not usually accepted as myself. So a lot of time I feel like because I'm not accepted as myself, I should just isolate myself, like I should be by myself. And a lot of time I feel like being by myself would actually allow me to do a lot more help for myself. But I also get really lonely and I really do just want to be accepted for who I am. But that's really hard in today's world. And maybe it's okay that I'm not accepted for who I am. Maybe it's okay for me to just be me, whether people accept me or not. The next thing I wrote is I need real friends, not just acquaintances, which is in reference to the fact that most of my friends are people that I work with. We don't see each other outside of work. We hardly communicate outside of work, but I think of them as my friends, even though we're really just acquaintances. And once I stop working there, or they stop working there, probably not going to talk anymore. The next thing I wrote was I can stand up for others, but not myself. That probably stems from when I was a kid. I was always told that standing up for myself was wrong or rude or mean, but standing up for other people was a good thing, was justified, was a hallmark of a good person, so to speak. My nose really itches for some reason right now. I don't know why. Okay, so then I wrote, I want my kids to develop their own interests, beliefs, and skills, and to learn to be their own unique selves. Sometimes, though, I wish Cypher would focus more. Which, is in reference to the fact that I do encourage uniqueness. I wear my quirky outfits and stuff, and we used to go to something called Systems of Care. And the one day I came in there dressed as Little Red Riding Hood, and they were like, "So what is this? Like, why are you dressed like that?" And I was like, "Well, I buy a lot of costumes, and I don't believe in spending $30 on an outfit. I'm only going to wear once. So whenever the Halloween season is done, all the costumes just go into the closet as regular outfits. And me and my kid, the way that I dress myself is I have all my clothes lined up by outfit, and I just grab the first one in the closet, so I don't really gotta make a decision what I'm wearing that day, unless of course it's like too hot to be wearing something or too cold to be wearing something. Then I'll skip to the outfit behind it. But most of the time it's just whatever's first. And my kids' drawers are organized like that. And I mean, Lou will go through and pick out his shirt or his pants now. Cypher will. But Draven, his is all organized by outfit in his little drawers right now because he's too young yet to pick. So I just grab the top one, and that's what he wears that day, unless it's too cold or too hot, and then we find something more suitable for the weather. But that being said, as much as I love my kids and their own individuality, Cypher does have a problem with focus, and sometimes I just really need him to focus. Alright, next thing I wrote is I want my kids to be free spirits, but I also want to instill honesty, compassion, and the importance of caring for others. I also need them to develop responsibility. Both my children are very free spirited children. They kind of just want to do things their own way. They don't like being put in a box, just like their mom. I'm trying to instill in Cypher right now because he's old enough. Draven's not quite old enough. That honesty is the best policy. He always, my policy is if you tell me the truth about something, then we'll talk about it. And as long as we can find a solution to not do it again, and you don't do it again, you're okay. But if you lie to me about it, you're definitely in trouble. I try not to lie to him. I try not to break my promises. Trying to instill forgiveness and compassion to others in him by leading by example. Trying to show him that it's important that we care for each other and the world that we live in. He was very much against littering, by the way. Yeah, that's his thing right now, recycling and no litter. which is great. And I'm proud of him for that. But it's also like, I'm glad that he's getting the idea that, it's important that we care for each other on our planet. Then I wrote, I often feel as though I have failed as a parent. I think that comes with the mom guilt thing. And then I wrote, I want to find a job that I can be passionate about and that will make me feel fulfilled. And then I said, well, maybe I should just stick to writing. I just want to feel as though I'm helping other people. Sometimes something that helps trauma victims. Maybe counseling, maybe advocating. Writing could do that. Maybe I should just volunteer. I was trying to get a degree in counseling with an emphasis in trauma so I could help trauma victims. I was also possibly thinking about going back and studying, can't talk today, criminology and victimology so I could, understand both sides of the spectrum a little bit better. I was also thinking about maybe being an advocate for victims, or just continue writing because I found reading books a lot helped, and writing helped me whenever I was going through stuff. So maybe my stories could, help somebody else. And then maybe volunteer. Like I was looking into being a CASA worker, although I think I gave up on that because I can't drive. But I might look into it again. Who knows? Anyway, and then I wrote, I need my job to allow me to feel I am helping others in some shape or form. Then I said, I am a loyal employee. I try to bring joy into my workplace and help my coworkers in any way I can. I am honest and try to do the right thing. Then I said, I need praise and positive feedback, which is true. I often feel very discouraged and demotivated to do my job if I never hear that I'm doing a good job. If all I hear is how bad I'm doing at something, or all I hear is how great everyone around me is doing, but no one tells me that I'm even doing a remotely good job, I tend to get very demotivated and discouraged. I kind of need that input of, hey, you did really great at this thing, or you did good at that. Even if you tell me I did bad at something else, if you tell me I did really good at something else, I'm pretty good. I get better. I feel much more motivated to try than just pure, oh, well, you really sucked at that thing, Then I wrote, I need time frames so I can get things off the checklist. Then I said, I see all of my coworkers as equals and believe in fair treatment of all. Everyone should feel valued and heard, no matter their job title. I strive to be the glue that keeps the workplace together. I am quiet, but I am often asked for advice. I believe in harmony and cooperation. When someone needs help, I just want to help. This stems a lot with me trying to, talk to people, make sure the environment is calm and happy, and then no one's just gonna have like a fit of rage all of a sudden. Then I wrote, I don't want to be in charge. Everyone is a person. I want to take everyone's opinions into account. I am a supporter, not a boss. I have enough troubles with boundaries. I think that just stems with my conflict on my whether or not I should ask to become management or not. I don't know. Anyway, and then I wrote, I am not very good at relationships, obviously. Then I need to have a deep connection to choose a life mate, which is true. If I'm going to, the idea of spending my life with another person, 100% just them, scares me because I'm afraid that I won't have a connection with them, or that the connection's only temporary. To me, marriage is like a bonding of two souls, and I just don't want to have to do that with the wrong person, I need a life mate that I'm truly connected to, which I think right now I feel like I have found that person, so I'm really hopeful. Anyway, I also wrote, it is important to me that I am generous and kind. I try to understand others, and while I can be manipulative, I try to be a good influence. And I wrote, I want to create a kinder world. I feel super sensitive to wrongdoings. I am a very trusting person. I feel I am serving a greater good. I want real, meaningful relationships with others. I crave authenticity and connection. Then I said, I want to be myself, but I also want to fit in. Sometimes fitting in requires me to be someone else, and I do not like it. Why can't I just be myself and be loved for it? Again, maybe it's just okay for me to be myself regardless of whether or not I'm accepted. Because the people that are meant to be in my life will stay and support me, and the ones that aren't will go away, right? Moving on. I also wrote, I want to make a difference in this world, and I just need to do the thing. This was back in May, so I don't really remember what the thing was. When faced with stressful environments, I tend to retreat inward or physically. Sometimes I give up on my own needs or desires to keep the peace. I think I mentioned that with me being uncomfortable. Had the same reaction. I tend to place a good amount of my identity, self-esteem in my success, so when I mess up or fail, it is crushing. I need to try to minimize this risk. Then I said, it is hard for me to begin relationships. I mean, yeah, it took me almost 2 years to start this one. And then I said, I feel insecure when I think others will think badly of me. My sensitivity is my strength. It gets me my kindness and compassion. I think my kid got up to go to the bathroom. And then I said, turbulent people will project their own self-doubt onto what criticizers say. Because of our own insecurities about themselves, may see a personal attack where none was intended. Already criticizing self and criticism from others turns the volume up. I may drive self harder than anyone intended in an effort to fix the criticism. I think that was that came from like something that I had read, like about personality type. Because I guess I have turbulent personality type, so I think that's where that comes from. Anyway, guys, again, thank you for listening to me talk about my journal entries. Anyway, remember, love always wins, so go out and spread the love, okay? Bye, guys.